seeing? A spectacle, a cavalcade of dancing lights trying to hype this crowd into a frenzy, and it's working because they know what a huge matchup is in store. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Michigan State Spartans, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Started. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Michigan State's offense will go to work first. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
Scanning the field, it's Childs. Using the quick game. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Leaves it with the running back. Turning on the Jets. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. And the Spartans come to the line with a new set of downs. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Let's talk a bit about Michigan State. The only important expectations are the ones inside the program, but when you start the season on the outside of the rankings looking in, it can give you a little bit of an edge, can it?
Yeah, they want to prove to everybody they should have been ranked coming into this year. These players are angry. They feel like they're being disrespected, and they want to make a point to the entire college football world with a big win today.
Yeah, and you hear it all off season, and you see it every year. The teams come out of nowhere, and they feel like they've got a lot of potential, a lot of high-ranked players on the squad, and they're going to put it together, and that they'll get themselves into those rankings.
Rush is on him. Man, did he pay for it with that hit as he got rid of the ball. The Spartans line up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. The Irish offense comes out. First chance we've had to see them today. And there has been a lot of talk about this guy. Jesse, they say the farther away you line up from the football, the easier it is to play early. When you're as good as this dude, you're going to play no matter what.
Well, this offense knew he was good coming out of high school, but talking to their quarterback and their coaching staff before the game, David, they didn't know he was this good. He's made catches in practice. He's done things in scrimmage that is completely wowing everybody. Now the question, can he do it when...
Wide open spaces. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Well, that's why this running game can be so dynamic. This guy is special when he has the football in his hands. He can make people miss, he can run with power, and he also has speed. You saw it on that last play.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Williams. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Here comes the offense on second down. To the air, it's Carr. He'll throw it. And the pass to the sideline will pick up a short gain. He'll be run out of bounds, but we've got laundry on the field. Let's see what that's about.
Good job by the QB there, using his cadence, using his clapping, trying to get this defense offside.
The Irish come to the line facing second and short. From the gun, running back gets to give. Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. They'll run play action. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this third and short, they're still thinking touchdown. Got it behind the line. It's Moses. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Notre Dame has it now, first and goal. Looking to throw, it's Carr. Big fella moving. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch. The give. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown by the Irish.
And that touchdown just got this whole place going, didn't it? You got everybody doing the Irish jig. Touchdown, Jesus is happy. You got the leprechaun, he's dancing. The energy in this place right now is on another level after that score. No wonder this is such a tough place to come in and try to get a win on the road.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. This should be the last play of the quarter. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. They flipped into the field and we're ready to play. They've got a first down here to open the period. To the air on first down. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
And the Spartans trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air, it's Childs. Finds the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete. The Spartans send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They'll get down and put a stop with the return at about the 28-yard line. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. Using his legs, it's Young. They open the lane and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. The Irish come to the line facing second and short. Back to pass. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. From the gun, wants to pass. Quick completion on the out route. Gets it out across the 40. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 42 as this offense trying to put together a good drive. Leaves it with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. They boot it away. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Off the play fake on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. From the gun, the running back has it. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. 3rd down conversions, always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Dropping back, it's Childs. Catch in the middle, it's McCray. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Let's talk a little bit about Michigan State. The portal can work wonders if you have specific holes to fill. Breathe a little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to fill up, but they went out, they put their effort into finding the right guy. They feel like they've upgraded their roster, which...
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
So now on 2nd and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Wants to go up top. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. And the Spartans need a massive chunk play to move the sticks here on 3rd down. Setting up the screen. He'll be stopped at the 32, still ground to cover if they want to convert, and 4th down is coming. They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. Coming out with it, it's Payne. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Out of the chute, quick toss to the right. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line.
Nice play there. And I know when you think Notre Dame football, you're thinking about running the football and all those NFL offensive linemen they have, but when you've got playmakers like him on the perimeter, you've got to be able to take advantage of him. This guy has the chance to play on Sundays. He's too good. If you've got a window to throw and that guy's out running a route, give him an opportunity.
They're dealing with a second and long. Looking for a man. It's Carr. Makes the grab. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Lost to throw again. Throws toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. And you just won't see a more effective punt than that, out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Quarterback on the keeper. Fights off a defender. And look, this guy has some serious moves, and he tried all of them and still didn't get loose. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. He'll pull it on the read. Nice move to keep running. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. The kick is on its way. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Lost to throw on first down. On the run, fires downfield. And he dropped it. Just didn't hook the thing all the way in. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Notre Dame facing a third and long, trying to keep this drive alive. Looking to throw, it's Carr. Another incompletion on third down. And here comes the punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. It's complete on the right side. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Looking downfield very late in the half. Unloads to the wideout. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On third down, going up top. Fires to the tight end. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play in this half. On fourth down, looking to pass. And they can't connect, and the gamble does not work out. Looking downfield on first down. A shot toward the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
The Spartans will line up to kick off and start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Payne. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Back to throw, it's Carr. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Behind the chains now on second and long. They'll go to the ground. Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1. The Irish will need to move the sticks on third and long to keep this drive going. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. The Irish send out the punt unit. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. And then a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Paulo, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. Punt is in the air. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Here's the handoff. Sweet cut there. They work their way to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Looking downfield, it's Carr. Pressure coming. Dances away. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on second and short. From the shotgun, the inside give. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. After picking up a couple of first downs already on this drive, they'll snap it from close to midfield. He leaves it with his back. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be second and 3. After the good pickup on first down, let's see if they keep it on the ground. He's got it again. Runs through a tackle. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. He's going to look for a man on third and short. The throw to the outside is complete. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. Quickly out to the tight end. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Give to the running back. Trying to pound their way forward. He picks up a couple to the 31. The Irish trying to keep this drive moving on third and short. He's looking to throw. Sets up the screen. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's first down at the 27. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll run it out of the shotgun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. Out of the gun, the inside give. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26. Notre Dame facing a third and long, trying to keep this drive alive. To throw, it's Carr. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Irish! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
Wow, what a play. We're going to need to see that again to make sure he makes this catch and gets the foot in bounds. That was a great acrobatic play, understanding where you're at on the field to make that big catch.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-3. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Looking to throw on first down. Works the middle. And brought down. Looks as if that's how we'll end the third. We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So the final period starts with a second down play. Handoff from the gun. And this one will be stopped for no gain. The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. Looking downfield, it's Childs. Hit as he throws. Missed his receiver there, it's incomplete. And the Spartans decide to punt it away. This will be the fifth kick of the night. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. Almost had the completion, just missed it. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Irish facing quite a challenge here on third and a mile. From the gun, wants to pass. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. The Spartans can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. From the gun, the ground game.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. And they got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
He's got it, first down and more. And the Spartans pick up the first down. Pass completion, move the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. They send the tight end in motion. The run from the shotgun. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. The Spartans are moving quickly down the field. To the air, it's Childs. Gets it out quickly. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Offense about to reel off its 7th play of the drive. Gonna sling it on 2nd down. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing. Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. looking to take a shot. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Going for it all. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. The Irish come to the line facing second and short. The give to the back. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks. They've got it at the 41, third and short, trying to keep the chains moving. They'll try to get it through the air. Makes the catch. It's Moses. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete. Working well behind the sticks on second down. They'll try the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The Irish will need to move the sticks on third and long to keep this drive going. Looking for a man. It's Carr. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6-time tonight. He makes the fair catch, and they'll spot the ball at the 18. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Got a man. It's McCray. Runs through the tackle. He goes out of bounds just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line, and when you're backed up, execution like that at a premium. Wants to go up top on first down. They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to pass on second down. Fires to the big fella.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead. It's late. And they're going to try to tackle everybody in bounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. They'll leave the offense out there to try to get it past the marker and pick up the first. Here's a throw downfield late. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. He'll ride his man on the option. Quick spin on the run. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. Looking for a productive play on first down. And the quarterback's just going to take a knee. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, you dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go on to the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.